Welcome to Quick Course Digest. In this explainer, we're diving into two absolute powerhouse process improvement frameworks, Six Sigma and Kaizen. It's a huge question, isn't it? When you're already at the top of your game, how do you keep pushing? Well, it turns out many of the world's best companies follow one of two very different paths to get there. All right, so let's meet our two main players. On one side, you've got Kaizen, which is all about this philosophy of making small, continuous, everyday improvements. And on the other side, you've got Six Sigma, a super data-driven method that's laser-focused on hunting down and eliminating defects to make these huge leaps in quality. Totally different approaches, but they're both aiming for the same thing: perfection. Now, to really get the difference between them, you gotta go back to where they started. And trust me, their origins couldn't be more different. It really shaped everything about them. Okay, so picture this. Post-World War II Japan, the country needed to rebuild its entire industrial base from basically nothing. Out of that necessity, Kaizen was born. It had to be a philosophy where everyone all together contributed. Flash forward a few decades to corporate America, a totally different problem. Motorola was facing a major crisis with the quality of its products. Their solution was Six Sigma, a targeted, expert-driven weapon launched in 1986 to, surgically fix a very specific business problem. And that brings us to what they really believe at their core. This isn't just about process. It's about perspective. Is improvement something that's just part of your company's DNA, part of the culture? Or is it a specific project you tackle? Kaizen is all about humanizing the workplace. It's a real, genuine cultural shift where every single person, from the CEO all the way down to the janitor, is not only empowered but actually expected to help improve the company. Six Sigma, though, it's more of a traditional command and control kind of thing. It looks at improvement as a series of projects designed to solve very specific, very defined problems. So, how do these different philosophies actually turn into a real plan of action? Let's take a look at the actual frameworks they use to get stuff done. Kaizen runs on this beautifully simple cycle: plan, do, analyze, and change. You plan a small improvement, you do it. You analyze the results to see if it actually worked, and then you roll out the change. And then what? You start the whole cycle all over again. It's this engine of constant, tiny, forward progress. Six Sigma, on the other hand, uses a much more formal, structured process called DMAIC. You define the problem, you measure how things are now, you analyze the data to find the root cause, you improve the process, and this is key, you control the new process to make sure you don't slide backward. It's a real heavyweight tool for making big, statistically proven jumps forward. So let's go beyond just the process. What really defines these two methodologies? Let's talk about the people and the principles that are really at their heart. When you think about Kaizen, you really have to think about Toyota. They didn't just do Kaizen, they became it. It morphed into this holistic company culture they call the Toyota way, where this idea of continuous improvement is just baked into the DNA of every single employee. Now, here's the crucial point for Six Sigma. It is all about the data. The name itself is actually a statistical target. It means you are so close to perfect that you're producing fewer than 3.4 defects for every million chances to make one. Just think about that for a second. That's an absolutely staggering level of quality control. And to get to that level of quality, you need a clear structure. Six Sigma isn't some vague idea. It's put into action by trained specialists. You have black belts, whose full-time job is to lead these massive improvement projects. And they're supported by green belts, team members who chip in part-time and bring their on-the-ground knowledge to the project. It's a super organized, champion-led system. So really, what this all boils down to is a fundamental question about what progress even looks like. Is it better to move forward by an inch every single day or by a mile once a year? There's no single right answer. The choice between Kaizen's daily inches and Six Sigma's yearly miles, it really just depends on your company culture, your goals, and the problems you're trying to solve. So which path makes more sense to you?